Hello students, this is Harsh here, your quants trainer for SAT. I hope all of you are fine and healthy and doing good. So the day for which all of us have been waiting for which all of us together has given a lot of efforts, is now very close. Yes, we are talking about the digital set that is going to take place on 6th of May. So I hope all of you by now would have definitely installed Bluebook app on the devices that you are going to take to the digital test center. Okay, so it is very important to install and please accept the terms and conditions which you will come across while you will be going through the Bluebook app. This will enable you to take a printout of the admission ticket at the end of this acceptance of terms and conditions. Now, as all of you are aware, the exam is going to take place on this app called Bluebook. The exam will be downloaded prior to the actual exam. And so what you need to know about is the Bluebook app benefits. So there are certain advantages. One of them, the most important, is mark for review. So what happens is while we are solving the questions, some of the questions are not very easy to crack, as well as they are very time consuming sometimes. So those questions, we can mark it for review. What does it mean is that you can come to those questions later on when all the other questions are done. Okay, so this will enable you to save your time for the moment. The other thing that will help you is the visible timer that is available on the app. So when it was a paper and pencil and paper based test, you had to keep a continuous watch on the clock, whereas here the clock has come to you. So there will be a visible timer on the app, and it will also alarm you when there are 5 minutes left in a particular module. So make the best use of it. There are certain benefits for the math section, like calculator sections. Both the modules are now calculator based. Earlier, one of them used to be without calculators. So you are allowed to carry your own calculators if you are not comfortable with the on-screen calculators. The list of calculators are available on the College Board website. Go through that and select one of them, take one of them to the center. The other benefit for math section is the reference sheet. So it's very tedious for almost all the students to remember all the formulas. So that reference sheet will have the ready-made solutions, ready-made formulas for you. There are possibilities that some formulas might not be there. So it's always advisable to learn and memorize each of the formulas. There are also benefits when it comes to verbal sections. For example, when it was a paper and pencil based test, we used to use the pencils to mark or underline the important words of a passage. The same is applicable online with the Bluebook app, in which there is a highlighter available. So you can highlight the texts which you feel are of utmost importance. And that will enable you to choose your option wisely. Also, we also know that there is a trick called elimination trick. It applies to both maths and verbal. So those questions, those options which you feel are not relevant at all, you can strike off them. The option eliminator is also available on the Bluebook app. So these are the benefits of Bluebook. Please go through each of them and use them as and when required. Now, talking about the tips that I would suggest you as far as quant is concerned, the maths part is concerned, is that one of them is, please make sure don't be in a hurry. Do not panic if you find a difficult equation. Believe me, those are not difficult equations. You just have to rearrange those terms to get another equations. Okay, and some of the questions will be of that form where A is equal to B by C, then C will be equal to B by A. Okay, so do not panic. Also, do not get happy when you get the value of X, because the College Board can play a trick here. When you get the value of X, they will give you an option of the value of X as one of the options. But then they might ask you to find out 5x. They might ask you to find out x by 4. They might ask you to find out x plus 2. So please be careful. The other thing about it is that please make sure that when it comes to data analysis, where sometimes there is a lot of calculations involved to find out a particular solution, please note down that solution on a piece of rough sheet that is given to you so that you can use that same data in another question. Then that is a possibility for sure. The questions can be related. Okay. So also, please be careful while selecting the questions. That is also a very important tip. See, obviously each student knows their capabilities, knows their advantages, pros and cons. So if you are aware that you are not very good at geometry, and if you come across a geometry question, mark it for review straight away. Do not waste a single second to know whether the question is easy or difficult. Don't do that. You have the time later when you have finished off the other top questions. Clear? So please make sure only those concepts which are very clear of, which you feel is your strong point, please attempt those questions first. Others, mark it for review, come to that later. And as all of you are aware, for math section, 22 questions has got 35 minutes, which is roughly a little bit more than 1.6 minutes per question. I would suggest invest a maximum of 2 to 2.5 minutes per question if you are very confident that you will be able to crack it. So even if you give a lot of more time to that question, you might be left with a less time for others, but then you are very clear that this was your strong point and you will get your answers correct. And lastly, as all of you are aware, there are no negative points. So once you solve each and every question, when there are 2 minutes left in a particular module, whatever questions you're left, please do one thing, choose one of the options, A, B, C, or D, and mark all the answers as A, B, C, or D, only one of them. So if you go with A, go with all the options as A, because each option has got 25% probability. Okay, now you might say that sometimes A, some B, some C will be also the same. No, because if there is A, you have chosen A, and if there can be B as an answer. If you have chosen B, there can be D as an answer. But if you have chosen A across, 1 out of 4 will definitely have the correct answer as A, most of the times. Fine, so that's it from my side. I hope you would utilize these tips, utilize the benefits of the Blue Book app at the most when it comes to your digital set. All the very best for your exams, and please pass it with the flying colors, and make sure that you give your best shot at the exam. Give your more than 100%. Okay, that's it from my side. All the very best once again. Thank you so much, and see you at the other end. Thank you.